Done with the week and done with the series as well as of yesterday, and today started off on a much more muted note. We started off quiet, and quiet is how we shut shop in trade today as well. Absolutely flat, in fact, on the Nifty Futures, 15,785 start of the August series. The bigger movers today were definitely in the broader market. That's where you saw all the traction from the word go. They were outperforming the benchmark indexes and then closed with a 2:1 advance decline ratio at their hands. What was holding out today was definitely a whole lot of earnings reactions. Firstly, Mahindra, which came out with its numbers post-market hours yesterday, was a beat on all counts, and a beat it was for the market performers as well. From the word go today, this was a big mover and managed to close in at the session highs. Mahindra shut shop, a solid 7% nearabouts gain coming in on the stock price. Then, of course, there was Pharma, which came out with its earnings in the latter part of today's trading session. Again, the numbers were something that went down well with the street, much unlike what you've seen with DRL in the recent past, which was a rank underperformer in terms of their earnings. Sun Pharma managed to close in with 10% a move and managed to close in at the session highs. In fact, it's almost an 8% clock up that it's seen the stock today, just after its earnings came out. That also rubbed off on some of the other pharma majors. Cipla, for instance, was a mover in today's trading session, as was the case with Divi's Labs too. That said, you've got Adani Ports reporting its numbers next week. That was one stock which also held out. You had a Coal India, you had a Bajaj Auto which held out smartly. Shree Cement, M&M were some of the other movers. Remember, autos also come to the fore, given that you've got the monthly sales data, which should be trickling in come tomorrow onwards. On the flip side, what one saw is the two leadership names, that's ICICI Bank, SBI, as well as SBI Life, which have held out in the past series. They were the ones which took a bit of a backseat. So SBI was the loser today, was down about 2.5%. Remember, this was a laggard yesterday as well, and same was the case with ICICI Bank, which also shut shop about 1% lower in trade. And SBI Life too has been seeing some laggards, or rather weak moves for the past two trading sessions. Today too, it was a bit of a laggard. Similar was the move on a Bajaj Finance and Bajaj Finserv as well. A big move in both these stocks after Bajaj Finance's numbers, although they didn't meet street expectations, but the stock moved in an opposite direction, was a big mover. Today you saw material downtick, about 3% lower is how we shut shop on Bajaj Finance. The one pocket which really held out and again was an earnings reaction was specialty chemicals. Deepak Nitrite, it was a beat on all counts. The operational performance that held out very smartly, was almost an 8% uptick, and that lifted up with it SRF as well. Even though SRF's numbers came out just a day before and again was a beat, SRF pulled up almost 9.6%. Coramandel was the other one which held out by about 6.1% or so. Some of the other names which were laggards today, aside of financials, were some of the pathology names. So Metropolis, for instance, was down 7.25%, and Lalpat Labs as well, which saw a downtick of 4% coming in.